Hey everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to solve a new question from our top interview 150 question series, and today's question title is group anagrams. So similar to previous question where we have found that we have to check if the given strings in anagram or not. Similarly here we have been given an array of strings, and we have to do is that we have to accumulate all the anagrams together and we have to put it in a vector, and we have to return the vector of those vectors. The anagram is a word or a phrase formed by rearranging the letters of a different words or phrases, typically using all the original letters exactly once. So, in example, you can see that here we have EAT and here we have TEA, and you can simply see that the TEA word or a string is made by using each and every word present in our EAT string. So if this is the case, that means each and every strings word is used to make a new string, then it is an anagram. So we have to accumulate those strings and we have to make a vector and we have to collect all such vectors and we have to return it. Now let's understand how we can solve this question. So this is the example which I have taken from the question, and this example you can clearly see that what it has done is that it has accumulated all the anagrams in one vector, and similarly it has collected all those anagrams in different vectors and it has returned the vector of those vectors. Now first part we have to do is that we have to find this vector. That means we have to first find these anagrams and collect in the on a vector. So how we can do that? So first, in the previous example, you in the previous question which we have done, you have seen that we used a map data structure, and what it is doing is that when we have two strings, it is store all the occurrence of the character in the first string and it matches with the second string. If the all occurrence occurs exactly, then it is an anagram. If anyone left or extra elements are found, words are found, then we will say that it is not an anagram. Now, similarly, in this question, first we are taking a reference. That means we are taking the reference of the first string. So, in this case, we also need a reference, and those reference we have to find. So, in this case, what we can do is that we can take a reference of the sorted string. That means when you take the first word, that is EAT, you can sort it, by which you will get AET, and this is the key value, or you can say this is the key which is going to help us to find all the anagrams. So basically what we are going to do, in place of storing all the characters, we are going to store the sorted value or sorted string of the first string, and by comparing it with the all others we will check that if all the others are anagram to the first one or not. So this is the approach which we are going to follow, and in this approach we have to use a map which is of type string, comma vector. And why we are taking this? Because first we have to store the key, and the sorted string is going to be our key, which is a string, and in the second, which is a vector, it is going to be of type vector type string, and in here we will store all those anagrams. That means if you start from the first string, so you store the sorted string in our key which is AET, and you store the value which is EAT in our vector of strings. Similarly, you will check to the each and every by traversing in this strs vector, in the strs array, and you will check for each and every one. And whenever you got this key, you will store that value in that vector. And when you get a different key, that means let's see in this example, when you are at TAN, you will get a sorted string A and T. So this is an sorted string for this one, so you will get another key, and for this key you will get another vector, and here you will store that TN. Similarly, by following this, you are able to get this ATE, which is for our AET key. That means for this key AET you will get all these strings in a vector, and here for our key A and T you will get this one. And for this one, what will be going to be our key? So it is simple that this is going to be a key ABT. So these three are going to be our key, which we are going to get from our given array, and it stores the vector of these strings. And by storing this in our M data structure, after storing, what you can do, you can simply traverse in this M, which is a unordered map, and you can simply get all those vectors, and you can save it in a vector of vector string type, and you can simply return that as an answer. Now let's understand how you can code this. So now as discussed, what we will do, we will take an ordered map, and it is of type string, for our key and vector of a string for our value, and let's name it m. Now again what we will need to return our answer vector of a string, so we will declare a variable, so we'll write it as answer. Now we will run a for loop, and in this for loop we are going to run it in our strs given array of strings. So we'll write auto t in our strs, and in this what we have to do is that let's first store a variable of our, let's store our first string in a variable. So we'll write a string temp is equals to t. Now to get the key value, what we have to do is that we have to sort it. So we will write sort temp dot begin comma temp dot end. So by this we have got our key value. Now we have to simply insert the value in that this key. So we'll write mtemp dot push back. Which value we have to push? So we have to push our t, that is our current string. So by this we will store all the keys and their values. Now after this simply we will run a for loop again in our map. So we will write auto I in our m, and this time we will write ns dot push back. And what we have to do push, so we will write I dot second. So we will directly insert this vector of strings in our answer vector. Now finally what we do, we have to return this answer, return answer. Now let's try to run this code. So we have left e, it is unordered. Now let's try to run again. So this is accepted. Now let's submit this code. So this is accepted. So this is the question for today, and here what we have done, that in place of using for comparison, in place of using all those words in the string, we directly use the sorted string for comparison to get the anagram. So this is the important concept in this question. So thank you all, this is question for today, and let's meet up in next video.